Welcome. I'm here with Loic Gautier, the CEO of Leflair. Loic, thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm very well. And yourself?
Doing great. It's a pleasure to have you here. Leflair, of course, is a subsidiary of Society Pass. And before we dive in here, I'd like to talk a little bit about your own background and your decision to join the Leflair Group as the CEO. Can you talk about that background?
Yeah, sure. So basically, e-commerce is pretty much the only thing I know. I've been doing e-commerce for the past 10 years. First at Groupon back in Europe, where I'm originally from. I then joined Rocket Internet and Lazada to build so Lazada in Southeast Asia before it was acquired by Alibaba. And I then started at the end of 2015 Leflair, the original version of Leflair, an e-commerce platform, single e-commerce platform at the time. And then after selling the company to Society Pass, I took a little bit of time off and I joined the company again relatively recently. And I'm very excited actually about the new challenges and to be able, together with SOPA, to fulfill a bigger vision for the company.
Fantastic. Loic, can you give our audience a high-level overview of Leflair and its place within the SOPA ecosystem? What does the company do and what is its stated mission?
So SOPA is a loyalty company. Inside this company, there's multiple verticals, and actually the biggest one of them in terms of market size is the lifestyle e-commerce vertical. Leflair is the lifestyle e-commerce vertical. And what we are trying to do is basically to transform how customers access international brands and the world's most desirable brands in Southeast Asia.
Terrific. Okay, Leflair was restructured into its own group after SOPA's IPO last year with aims to target Southeast Asia's $10 billion USD retail market. What was Leflair's original purpose, and what led to this decision to restructure Leflair in this fashion?
Well, the original purpose of the company when we started it 7 years ago was basically to make international brands more affordable for customers through our discounted flash sales model. And we were doing so very successfully, but we were actually solving only half of the problem because we fundamentally believe that in those markets there is a supply problem and not a demand problem, and we were actually selling only merchandise that were already imported and distributed into Vietnam, Philippines, where we were at the time. We believe that the bigger problem is actually how we increase the supply that is flowing into the Southeast Asian market, and that's how we intend to solve it with the new business model of the fair.
Got it. And the Leflair Group seems to be highly focused on cross-sector growth. Can you tell us more about the strategy here? Which sectors within the retail market is Leflair expanding into?
Yeah, so basically our strategy, as you say, is to integrate the e-commerce and retail value chain in the region. What it means exactly is that we are looking at not only running and operating e-commerce platforms and retailers, but we also want to control the supply of international brands in the region through the acquisition and the integration of exclusive distributors that carry the rights of selling those brands in the market, as well as all the services and the companies that power e-commerce in the region, such as delivery and logistics. And we believe that by doing so, by controlling the supply, we don't only improve the unit economics, but we also in a very favorable position to reduce the risk of bringing in new brands into those highly protectionist markets. And ultimately, it will allow us to increase the supply that is coming through the region.
Got it. Okay, any recent or upcoming acquisitions you can tell us about? Anything on that front that's exciting?
I actually cannot name names yet, but we do have a very healthy deal flow with a couple companies that are at very advanced stage of negotiation. Companies we're talking to right now are primarily based in Vietnam, but we do also have companies we're talking to in Thailand, Indonesia, and the Philippines.
Fantastic. Okay, with the understanding, of course, the timelines are fluid. What's next up on the 2022 roadmap for Leflair?
We are obviously very, very focused on growing our sales, the sales of our platform, onboarding new brands on a daily basis, hundreds of new brands actually to be precise. And we are also focused on scaling, improving our operation to make sure we can scale it regionally when the time is right. And we are also very focused on finding acquisitions, closing the current acquisition that we have, but also finding the new acquisitions that are going to give our business model an edge.
Wonderful. Loic Gautier, the CEO of Leflair. It's a subsidiary of Society Pass. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you so much for your time.